Hey guys, welcome back for another video. I have yet another ultra cheap budget audio system. This isn't a comm system, this is just for getting audio, and I believe this one also has a mic for phone calls into your helmet. So if you don't need to talk to other riders, you just want music and navigation and phone calls and that kind of stuff, you don't need to spend hundreds. You need to spend 10 or less. And if you're wondering why I get these kinds of ultra cheap ones, since I already have the major ones on the market, they're cart filler. When I'm placing an order and I need to add something for a few bucks to get free shipping or another $10 off the order or whatever, this kind of stuff is perfect because I can do a video about it. So this one is from Gearelec. It's the DK02. And we've got some instructions here. Yes, it does have a microphone, so it does do phone calls as well. And we're gonna just go through it here. Should be pretty simple. This particular one, I don't remember if it had, no, it's just a look-like jog dial. Now there's a lot of them out there, and I've talked about what my preference is for use. I don't like the ones that have a row of buttons because you have no way of knowing, just feeling with your glove which is which, and you could accidentally hit the wrong button. But this one had just two buttons on top, a plus and a minus, and one here on the side. And I think this is one, yeah, that one is different too. So you get two that are very distinguishable on the side, and then obviously just two on the top. That's no problem. I have no issue with that. Now we've got the familiar that we saw in the other ultra cheap one, metal clip here. We should have an adhesive mount option as well. And this just comes out, it's basically like a paper clip. So if you want to temporarily put it on a helmet, you can use this. And this is just a little piece of hand cut tube. So that's what prevents it from damaging your helmet, but obviously not a very secure or good looking option, but it's free. This is waterproof, so yay for that. We do have a USB-C, thankfully. The last one I did was micro, so you had to run the cable in one direction only. With the USB-C, that allows you to flip it. Should be a 90-degree connector. I haven't seen it yet, but it should be a 90-degree connector, so it just makes it easier for running your cabling. And here is our USB-C for power with a little rubber plug there to keep that secure. And these buttons here are all waterproof. Now it did say that it had different color options for this LED ring here. We'll take a look at that. In the box, nothing else in the cover there. Let's take a look at what kind of accessories we've got, how big the mic is, and all that kind of good stuff. Extra windsock. I don't know if it's got a hard or soft mic. Usually when you order this kind of stuff, you have to be very careful because when you order on AliExpress, you'll have options that you can click on. And usually the labels aren't correct or very clear. Like most of these types of units, you'll have two variants. One will have a soft mic for a closed helmet, and one will be a hard mic for an open helmet, so you'll have a gooseneck. But they'll typically be named something like color. So it's not really clear. You just have to be really careful what you're clicking on when you order stuff from AliExpress. Now I want to say, okay, this is the hard mic. I couldn't remember which one I ordered. I have a new helmet coming in, another budget helmet by the way, and it's a 3/4. So I wanted this specifically. Originally the helmet was supposed to already be here, but thanks to all the political bullshit, I have so many orders stuck in custom still, including that one. It's been over a month to get here. But I want to test this with that particular helmet because I'm finally done messing with my main helmet, and I've got the Sena 60S, for all intents and purposes, permanently set up in that. I am not taking that out again. So this new helmet is going to be my test bed for stuff like this. Dedicated, super easy for reviews. So here's our gooseneck, and the mic is a pretty big size, definitely larger. I'm gonna see if I can carefully pull this off without tearing it. Usually there's a barb in there so it doesn't slip off. Yeah, there's a pretty good barb. I don't want to pull it off, but it's that tall and that thick. So almost a cube. Definitely not flat, definitely not small, but on an open helmet, that doesn't matter. It makes no difference if this is super small or huge, because you can put it wherever you want and you're not hitting the front of your helmet. Cool there. Very rubberized wires. Usually they're just plastic feeling, but man, these things feel like almost rubber band type rubber. Interesting. So here's our 90-degree plug. Oh, okay. Well, this one is actually going the other way I was expecting. That's cool too. Usually when they're 90 degree, they'll go forward or back. This one is going either towards the helmet or towards the outside. So that's cool. Either one works there for easy mounting. Plenty of room there on the connector to put it towards the helmet. And that's perfect. That'll allow you to run just the bare minimum amount of cable sticking out. And it does have a rubber O-ring, very secure on the connector there for your water tightness. And then this is just your regular charge cable. You can use any charger with these. Cool thing is, even on these ultra cheap new stuff, everything is working with my fast chargers. I haven't had to relegate anything to my old slow wall warts for quite some time. So I like seeing that. I don't like having to keep around different chargers for different devices. I have one big charger setup in my office and all the different wires and connectors to do whatever I have. And I just like being able to plug it in and go and have it charge to its fastest ability. We've got some Velcro here. Speakers are pretty good thickness as well. Nothing unusual, just not abnormally thin or thick. And this Velcro is past the outer edge, so you're gonna have no problem sticking this to whatever you like. Pretty lightweight, not a whole lot of heft to it. No magnetic attraction whatsoever, so tiny little magnets. We'll see how loud they get. And then we have a whole bunch of spacers and sticky Velcro to go for your mic options, both speakers and all that good stuff, whatever you want to do. So no problem there. All right, let's power this on real quick. I'm going to guess you hold down one of these buttons. I just want to check out the light options. So not that, maybe both of them, or maybe just the big one, maybe one of the, oh, there we go. So both of them turns it on, and there you can see it doing its little disco dance here. It's automatically in pairing mode, and you can see that it's red, blue, green. It said it had 4 modes. So just this big button is the power. Both apparently works as well. So this is the ambient light adjustment. So we got blue, green, red, and white. Okay, that's cool. It just wasn't auto cycling through the white, and there should be an off. No off? That's a bummer. I would prefer off, but is that on? Hang on. No, that is not on. That is not white. That is just a reflection. I swear it said 4 different colors though. Somewhere in the marketing. Yeah, see, it says 4 color lights. But it wasn't actually on in white. Let me try it again. Got rainbow, blue, green, red. That's off. And then cycles again. All right, so they lied. It's 3 color. The white I wouldn't have minded, but I prefer off. So yay, the off is working. The white is not. Oh well, just note that. Okay, I'm gonna fully charge it up, pair it, and as soon as that new helmet gets in, I will install it and we'll go test it. So change of plans here. I've got it installed on my new helmet, and unfortunately, the helmet's okay at best, but critically, the speaker cutouts don't align perfectly with my ears like my Shoei does. So scratch the plans on using this as a test bed. I'm just gonna have to take my Cena on and off every time I do a freaking comms review, and I've got 3 more to do right now. So let me get this off and reinstalled, and we'll go out. It ain't pretty, but it's good enough for reviewing stuff. I've just got the stuff shoved in there just enough to go down the road. Most importantly, the speakers are where they need to be, and I just put my Cena speakers up out of the way. So now I can fairly test things. I don't want to introduce any other variables like a fit. So using my standardized testing, I have a max peak volume of 101 decibels and a fairly normal EQ curve out of the box, and there's no selection for the unit.
Let me ask you a question. Is there any other profession than landscapers that are walking around and driving around high more? This guy in front of me, I can smell the weed from 10 car lengths back. It's hilarious, especially down here in Florida where nobody gives a crap. You can smell it for a quarter mile behind somebody, and they act like nobody knows. Okay, so overall results. Riding around here at tame speeds. I haven't gone out to the highway yet, but I can already tell you it's not going to be quite loud enough for my liking. But this is on par with, say, the Sena 50S and down, or the Cardo Edge and down. The only Cardo I haven't tried is the one with the 45mm speakers, because I don't have any helmets that fit them, so I can't give those a fair shake. But this is more than adequate for 99.9% of people that just want music. It has a little bit of bass distortion, but only on those very few little sections of really hot tracks. Other than that, everything is clean. Not super loud, but just loud enough where vocals are extremely easy to hear. Decent bass. You know, they're not like bass headphones, but I don't hear too much actually missing. But most critically, the vocals are just beautiful. So if you're looking for navigation especially, these are going to work very nicely, especially for the price. Can't complain for the price at all. Easy enough to adjust in volume. You've just got the two little buttons on top, forward and back, so it's easy enough to feel with your gloves. Not a big deal there at all. Tell you, our whole community freaks out about roundabouts because no one knows how to use them. Just, it's incredible. Now here in the States, I don't know about where everybody is watching me obviously, but here in the States, roundabouts are still very new. Our particular neighborhood is the only one in the entire area of our county here that put so many in. We've got about half a dozen of them. And it just throws everybody for a loop. There are so many crashes. It's a weekly event. Now on this particular song, which is recorded at a more normal level, my normal test track there, Sabrina Carpenter's Please, 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 is extremely hot. So it's a very good track for testing best case scenario and also distortion with a couple spots in it. But this one, it's barely adequate, even here at normal speeds, without any wind noise whatsoever. You know, I'm only doing 35, 45 miles an hour. The wind over my screen here is absolutely inconsequential. But once I get onto the highway, I know that just like the normal Cardos and Senas, I wouldn't even be able to understand this. So, typical, but not great. I'm still absolutely loving the Sena 60S. It is blowing the doors off everything else that I've used. Unfortunately, it's just $400, which, yes, I think is absolutely ridiculous. They did recently, by the way, turn on their cellular to mesh connection over phones and tablets. I don't see anybody using it. You can actually bring it up on your mobile or tablet and see everybody in your area because it doesn't have anything to do with the mesh anymore, and I've never seen a single person to connect to. But it's only been active for about a week and a half. So I'm going to go back out on the highway now, very quickly go up to high wind speeds. I'll put my screen up and hit my test track here, just get a final result, just to verify what I already know is going to happen. Damn, dude. 20 over is a little freaking extreme. I'm already doing 10 over. Just to hit this red light. People in here are assholes. Alright, screen up. Signal off. okay, it's exactly where I'd expect it. On this particular track, I can still understand the vocals fine. Let's go to a normal track. And yeah, it's barely adequate. If I have the screen up and I'm paying attention, I can just barely make out the lyrics. So that's more indicative of what navigation would be like. On par with the majority of units, but not what I would want for myself, given the 60S is available, even though it's 40 times as expensive. Alright, so I hope that helps. I'll put a link down to this if you're interested. Definitely a good budget system just for getting sound to your helmet. I like the amount of distortion, or I should say the lack of distortion, even just sitting here pinned at full volume. No complaints whatsoever, and I don't even have to say for the price. See you next time. I got lots more stuff coming up right now.